The legend is back. For years, wildlife and sports photographers have been holding on to their Nikon D500s like a sacred relic, waiting for a mirrorless successor that actually delivers. We've seen the Z50, the ZFC, and even the new Z50 Mark II, but none of them had that professional DX DNA. Well, the wait is officially over. Today at Tap Tech, we are breaking down the massive 2026 leaks of the Nikon Z90, a camera being dubbed the Mini Z9. We're talking about a stacked sensor, red-inspired video tech, and speed that will make your full-frame flagship look twice. If you've been thinking about switching to Sony or Canon for your crop sensor needs, stop right now. You need to see what Nikon has been cooking in the lab. For the longest time, Nikon's APS-C or DX line felt like it was playing second fiddle to their full-frame Z giants. But according to the latest supply chain leaks and internal roadmaps for 2026, Nikon is finally giving the people what they want: a professional-grade, rugged, high-speed DX body. Let's start with the heart of the beast, the sensor. The Z90 features a brand new 33-megapixel DX format stacked CMOS sensor. Now, the word stacked is the most important part of that sentence. This means ultra-fast readout speeds, which effectively eliminates rolling shutter and allows for a blackout-free viewfinder experience. If you're a wildlife photographer trying to track a bird in flight or a sports shooter catching a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, this is the technology that makes the difference between a blurry mess and a magazine cover shot. This sensor technology is a massive leap forward because it addresses the #1 complaint about mirrorless cameras in the action sports world: the delay. When you are tracking a subject at 20 frames per second, any lag in the sensor readout can lead to missed focus or distorted backgrounds. By using a stacked architecture, Nikon is ensuring that the data flows off the sensor almost instantaneously. This isn't just a marginal improvement, it is a fundamental shift in how a mid-range body performs under pressure. It essentially brings the professional workflow of a $6,000 flagship into a body that you can actually carry all day without breaking your back or your bank account. Powering this sensor is the Xpeed 7 processor, the same brain, found in the flagship Z9 and Z8. This isn't a watered-down version. We are looking at flagship-level AI subject tracking. The Z90 inherits the latest 2026 firmware updates, meaning it can recognize humans, animals, birds, planes, cars, and even motorcycles with surgical precision. Imagine having the autofocus reliability of a $5,000 camera in a body. That's more portable and half the price. But it's not just about the photos. Nikon's recent acquisition of Red Digital Cinema is already starting to show its influence here. The Z90 is expected to be a video powerhouse, capable of 4K oversampled video at up to 60 frames per second, and potentially 4K at 120 frames per second with a slight crop. But the real game-changing feature is the internal 12-bit NRAW and RED code, RAW. This makes the Z90 the first APS-C camera in the world to offer this level of professional color grading flexibility straight to the card. For indie filmmakers and content creators, this is an absolute massive leap forward. The RED integration goes beyond just the RAW formats. We are hearing reports that the Z90 will include specialized color science profiles that mimic the look of high-end cinema cameras. This means less time in post-production and a more organic, filmic look right out of the box. Nikon is clearly aiming for the hybrid shooter who needs a reliable B-cam or a primary video tool that doesn't overheat. Speaking of heat, the internal thermal management has been redesigned with a passive cooling system that allows for extended recording times even in demanding 4K 120p modes. This level of reliability is what separates a professional tool from a consumer gadget. Now let's talk about the build quality, because this is where the D500 fans will rejoice. The Z90 isn't going to be a plastic toy. Leaks suggest a magnesium alloy chassis with professional-grade weather sealing, on par with the Nikon Z8. It's designed to be taken into the mud, the rain, and the dust. We're also expecting a dual card slot configuration, one CF Express Type B for that blazing fast data throughput, and one UHS-2 SD slot for compatibility and backup. One of the most requested features for a Pro DX body has always been the ergonomics. The Z90 brings back the dedicated AF mode button and a robust joystick, ensuring that you can change your settings without ever taking your eye off the electronic viewfinder. Speaking of the EVF, we are looking at a high-brightness 5.76 million dot panel that will make your old DSLR optical finder feel like a relic of the past. The big question everyone is asking is why not just buy a Z8 or a Z9? It comes down to reach and value. The 1.5 times crop factor on a 33-megapixel sensor gives wildlife photographers an incredible advantage. Your 400mm lens suddenly behaves like a 600mm lens without losing resolution to a digital crop. For those of us shooting from the sidelines or the bushes, that extra reach is worth its weight in gold. Furthermore, the weight savings of a DX system cannot be overstated. When you're hiking 5 miles into the wilderness to find a rare species, every gram counts. The Z90 offers that sweet spot where you get pro-level performance without the physical toll of a full-frame heavy-duty rig. Now let's talk about the competition. The Sony a6700 and the Fujifilm X-H2S have had a comfortable run at the top of the APS-C market. But the Z90 is aiming directly for their throats. By offering a stacked sensor and the red color science integration, Nikon is positioning the Z90 as the elite choice for those who don't want to compromise just because they aren't shooting full frame. What about the price and release date? Based on the current 2026 roadmap, we are expecting a formal announcement in the second quarter of the year, likely around the April or May timeframe, with units hitting shelves by early summer. As for the price, sources suggest a body-only tag of approximately $1,099 to $2,099. While that might seem steep for a crop sensor, remember, you are getting the speed and tech of a flagship Z9 in a more compact form factor. There is one potential hurdle, though: the lenses. Nikon needs to step up their DX-specific S-line lens game. While you can use any full-frame Z lens on the Z90, a dedicated 16 to 55mm f2.8 or a 50-140mm f2.8 DX lens would make this the ultimate kit. Rumors suggest that along with the Z90, Nikon might just surprise us with a roadmap of pro-grade DX glass to finally complete the ecosystem. So, is the Nikon Z90 going to be the camera of the year? If these specs hold up, and our sources are usually spot on, it's not just a camera, it's a statement. It's Nikon telling the world that the DX format is alive, well, and ready to dominate. The Z90 is looking like a beast on paper, but I want to hear from you. Does a 33-megapixel stacked sensor make you want to stay with the DX format, or are you strictly a full-frame shooter? And for all my D500 users out there, is this finally the camera that makes you put down the DSLR? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, do us a massive favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to TapTech for more authentic gear updates and tech news you won't find anywhere else. I'm Shoaib, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're impressed by the Z90, you won't believe what's happening with the Z9 Mark II leaks we just received. There's a new sensor technology coming that might change how we think about megapixels forever. I'm going to be breaking that down in our next video, so make sure your notifications are turned on. Thanks for watching TapTech, the home of the most authentic tech leaks in 2026. Don't forget to check out our other videos on the screen right now, and we'll see you in the comments. Keep shooting and stay ahead of the curve.